Welcome back to Down the Stretch for the second race day in the two-day meet. This is Sunday, November 23rd, 2025. Let's get right into it. The first race, 5-year-old and up, optional claiming, 200,000 only. Native bred 6-year-olds and up, non-wins of 2, and native bred 5-year-old maiden, a field of 12. They go 3.5 furlongs straight. Very competitive race, and these kind of races can't take any chances, so I'm going to ball it down to 5. They're going to be the 4, Big Guy in the Sky, the 5, Sudden Flight, the 6, Silver Fox, the 9, Queen's Anne, and the 11, Lady Catgara. Okay, Big Guy in the Sky. The Beta Harvey riding here for Michael Spencer. Consistent horse for this level. Has won 2 of his last 4 starts. Last time out, when stepping from 350 claimer to 200,000 claimer, was a winner by half a length, beating Silver Fox, going 4 furlongs straight. His last run over 3.5 furlongs straight was back in September at this level, when finishing second by 3 lengths to Queen's Anne. So both those horses are present today. Comes in with the top weight of 126 pounds, but definitely fit. So this Big Guy in the Sky, still kept busy at exercise, should fight it out once again. V5, Sudden Flight. Tevin Foster riding here for Ron Matthew. Last time out, the class above this, 5 furlong straight, second by 3 lengths to Rum With Me. Before that, at this level, 5 furlong straight was an easy 5-length winner, beating Absolute Blue. So stepping back down here, even with 126 pounds, the short trip, I don't think it's going to matter. Was second to Big Guy in the Sky, going 4 furlong straight. That was back in August, but was only a net defeat. And one thing for certain, Sudden Flight, if his legs hold out, possibly the horse they're going to have to beat. The 6, Silver Fox. Jerome Ennis riding here for Orlando Chin. Another fit horse in this race. Last time out was back in October, 4 furlong straight, when finishing second by half a length to Big Guy in the Sky. Had a win back in July at this distance, 3.5 furlong straight, when making all the running to beat Nothing But Trouble and Queen's Anne. Still has that burden of the top weight of 126 pounds, but is very pacey, has some speed, and this quick sprint, the Silver Fox, wouldn't surprise if rises to the occasion and pulls this off. The 9, Queen's Anne. Eric Horton claiming 4 kilos here for Nicholas Smith. Winner last time out by 3 lengths, beating Big Guy in the Sky. That was at 200,000. For 350,000, pressed the pace early in a 5 furlong straight race, then finishing 10th by 10 lengths to Millennium Star. Was third by a length to Silver Fox back in July, going 3.5 furlong straight. Only defeated a length and a quarter there. Gets this 4 kilo claim, so claiming some weight against the usual suspects. And with this weight claim, once Queen's Anne is fit, should definitely fight this out once again. And the 11, strangely enough, the horse that I like in the race, Lady Catgara, Joy Haynes, getting 4 kilo claim for Rowan Matty. Second last time out in a 4-year-old maiden condition race by 7.5 lengths to Lucy and the Go. And I'm saying if Lucy and the Go is in this race, I think this would be a walk in the park for Lucy and the Go, because that's a 4-year-old condition race. Was also second by 4 3/4 lengths to Bobby Too Bad, who came back up to winners of 2 and 1. So even though in the past, this Lady Catgara has been beaten by Queen's Anne, Big Guy in the Sky, and Silver Fox, even Sudden Flight has finished behind them in the not-so-distant past, does seem to be getting her act together, and although a maiden for 200,000 claimers and getting this 4 kilo claim, active at the exercise, if there's an upset in the race, I think it's going to be this Lady Catgara. I think she's worth a wager. The second race, native bred 4-year-old and up, non-wins of 2, and imported 4-year-old and up maiden, a field of 9. They go 4 furlong straight, borders down to 4. They're going to be the 1, Dancing Aviator, the 4, Ballistic Missile, the 5, Speed on Wheels, and the 6, Noble Monarch. Dancing Aviator, Abigail Abel claiming 3 kilos for Jason DaCosta. Coming off a year-plus break last time out, was all the rage, 2 to 5, but failed to raise a gallop, finished 8 by 19 lengths to Global Machine. Comes back quick, now venturing over the straight course. Much better for that recent pipe opener, and expecting a much better run from this Dancing Aviator. The 4, Ballistic Missile. Roger Laho riding here for Joseph Thomas. Disappointing last time out for 4-year-old non-wins of 2, going 5 furlongs round. Made the lead, but blew the turn and bolted at the 3. Back over his comfort zone now, which is the straight course, going a short straight course now, 4 furlongs straight. Definitely very speedy, possibly the speediest horse in the event. The blinkers are on, figure 8 off. So we know that ballistic missile is coming to rocket to that front. So that's the horse I think they're going to have to catch. The 5, Speed on Wheels, Tevin Foster riding for Matthew Williams. Hasn't been out since the 9th of August when finishing 7 by 17 lengths to Alkebulan. Was to run on 20th of September but was scratched lame. Last run over the 4th straight, finished second by a neck to Siempre Valiente. Had Radam behind in that race. So very capable over the straight course and freshened up for this. Expecting Speed on Wheels to put in a very good run. The 6, Noble Monarch, which is shakes claiming 2 kilos here for Donovan Clark. Fairly consistent, does have some pace. Last time out, 5.5 furlongs. Took lead at top of the lane, but faded to finish 4th by 4 3/4 lengths to Global Machine. Before that, had 7 furlongs, tried to make all the running, but beaten by stablemate Noble Sovereign by 5 lengths. But now, venturing over the straight course, and a snappy straight course like that, definitely fit, definitely has pace. Morning line says 8-1, getting a 2 kilo claim. Could be a very dangerous horse in this event. And for the outside players, want to toss an outsider in your exotics, I'm going to look no further than the 2, Chinita Estrella. Andrew Wright riding here for Stephen Todd. I've been tipping this horse recently because I know she's much better than she's running. Hasn't shown much, to be honest, in the recent starts. Her last good run was back in May. 5.5 furlongs, finishing 4th by 4.5 lengths to Bushfire and Military Light. Chief Dissident was 3rd here. Any one of those 3 horses run here probably win. So I know Chinita Estrella should be a much better horse than she's running. Ventures over the straight course now, which I don't think she's going to have a problem with. Active at the exercise. Definitely would squeeze her into my exotics. The 3rd race, Nature Bred 4-year-old and up. Numbers of 3 and imported 4-year-old and up. Numbers of 2. Fila 7, they go 7.5 furlongs. I'm going to boil this race down to 3. They're going to be the 3, Hickory Slim, the 5, Uncle Peck, and the 6, Princess Catalea. The 3, Hickory Slim. The Cardian is riding here for Donovan Phillips. Last time out, 4th by 12 lengths to the out-of-class Shooting Star, who won by 8 lengths. Before that was a winner by a length and a half, beating Noble Sovereign. So very fit right now, this Hickory Slim. Gets back the winning rider in the saddle, Dick Cardenas. Has the pace, and Hickory Slim probably is going to be the horse they're going to have to catch. The 5, Uncle Peck, Omar Walker riding here for Peter John Passad. Capable sort, last time out was 6 by 7 3/4 lengths to Indestructible, going 5 furlongs straight. Last window was at a mile. A slow mile, 147, but the track was extremely heavy that day. But was a very easy winner, beating Successful Man and Himalaya after coming out of the gate slow. Gets a little freshening for this, and definitely this Uncle Peck with El Champo in the saddle has a good shot of fighting this out. But the horse I like in the event is going to be the 6, Princess Catalea. Shavan Townsend claiming 2 kilos here for Patrick Lynch. I've been following this Princess Catalea for some time now. Tipped her last time out and was the horse that I gambled. Had a bad start going 6 furlongs. Was last for most of the race. Came home flying to finish 3rd by 5 lengths to Galloping de Velas. So back very quick and stretched out now a little further. Last time going close to this distance was 7.5 furlongs to Crown Chaser, finishing 6 by 11 lengths after a very awkward beginning, and still was not embarrassed. Morning line says 8-1, and I think she's definitely worth a wager. That's the horse I would definitely gamble in this race. The 4th race, 3-year-old maiden special weight, Fila 7, they go 5 furlong round. One just down to 4. They're going to be the 2, Diesel Train, the 3, Goose Pimples, the 5, Almastilis, and the 7, Papi Uso. Now, Diesel Train, only 2 starts to date. Dane Dawkins riding for Peter John Passad. 5th by 14 lengths on debut to High Slew Square. Came back on the 16th of November, 6.5 furlongs. Came from off the pace, coming wide into the turn to run a brave 2nd by a length and a half to Ralph's Treasure at 6.5 furlongs. So coming back a week later, definitely fit. And if the pace doesn't leave, this Diesel Train should be the one finishing strong up the lane. The 3, Goose Pimples. Garvin Harris claiming 4 kilos for Dalton Serju, only 2 starts to date. On debut, pressed the pace at this distance, but faded to finish 5th by 14 lengths to a smart Sophie Says So and Ralph's Treasure. Miss Marbella was 3rd there. Came back on the 18th of October going 5.5 furlongs, but failed to raise a gallop there, failing to finish 8 by 22 lengths to High Slew Square. Freshened up for this, nothing really flashy at exercise. The blinkers are now off, but with the 4 kilo claim of Garvin Harris, expecting a good run from this Goose Pimples. The 5, Almastilis, Paul Francis for Lorenzo Robinson. Nothing in recent stats. The best run I've seen this horse run was 5 furlongs straight back on the 9th of August, finishing 6 by 3 lengths to Global Pursuit. Did show some pace in her running, but coming in this small field, a lot of question signs in this lineup. So we're going to squeeze this Almastelis with a shot against a weaker set of horses. And the 7, Papi Uso, Dick Cardenas for Anthony Nunes. Also one of those horses that doesn't have the best form, lacks early pace, but if the pace goes too fast too soon, it's a good chance that we'll see Papi Uso closing strong, although the distance cut to 5 furlongs round. But at 5.5 furlongs on the 18th of October, in that race with High Stew Square, finished 4th, 10 lengths, but the winner won by 5, so it was only 5 lengths off of Ralph's Treasure. So if the pace collapse, Papi Uso will be flying. Diesel Train looks like the obvious horse to beat, but these kind of races, I'm probably going to use all 4. The 5th race, 3-year-old and up, optional claiming, 700,000 to 600,000. Native bred 5-year-old and imported 6-year-old and up, known as a 4, and imported 5-year-old and up. Native bred, 12 starters, 5 furlongs straight, boil this race down to 4. They're going to be the 5, Tolona, the 7, the Hot Dancer, the 9, Blood Moon, and the 12, posing already. Okay, Tolona. Dick Cardenas riding here for Oral Hayden. Last time out, went to the front but folded in the stretch to finish 9th by 13 lengths to James for 1.5 million claimer. Before that, at this level, going 5 furlongs straight, made all the running to win by a length and a half from Irish Wish, who came back to win, and Magical Mood. So coming to this race, relief in class, definitely fit, active at exercise, Tolona with her natural speed, definitely going to put up a good fight once again. Probably the horse they're going to have to catch. The 7, the Hot Dancer, Radish Roman riding here for Anthony Nunes. Last time out, 5-year-old and up, known as a 4, 6 by 4.5 lengths to Loyal Action. Before that was 2nd by 7.25 lengths to Smart Asset. So consistent horse, won his first 3 starts. This 5-year-old, the tongue tie is now on, and with the change of stable and the champion jockey in the saddle, venturing back over, I think, a trip that he loves, giving the Hot Dancer a shot at pulling this off. The 9, Blood Moon, morning line, 20-1. Dane Dawkins riding here for Anthony Dixon. Last time out, 4-year-old, non-winners of 3, 11 by 11 lengths over the 5 straight course to Indestructible. Before that, 8 by 14 lengths to Bushfire. So not running good races right now, but taking a step down the claiming ladder. His last run at a claiming race was for 1 million, going 7 furlongs. A bit far out of the reach of this Blood Moon. Finished 7 by 25 lengths to Easy Peasy. So going over the straight course now for 700,000 claimer. Active on the exercise track. Going to give this Blood Moon an outsider's shot in this event. They have taken off the figure 8 and the cheek pieces. The 12, posing already. Garvin Harris claiming 4 kilos here for Howard Bogues. Now this horse definitely represents some back class in this event. Hasn't run well in the last 3 starts, but that was for 1.5 million and 1 million. His last time out beaten by Midnight Flight by 16 lengths. James was second there, but his last good run was on the 23rd of May for Million Claimer, 5.5 furlongs. Tried to make all the running, but failed to finish 4th by 2.5 lengths to Awesome Anthony. Over the straight course now for 700,000. I'm thinking this posing already. The figure 8 back on, and this 4 kilo claim might turn out to be a horse that you might have to beat. For the exotic players, or to toss a big long shot in it, it's going to be, for me, the 4, Laredo. Morning line says 1991. Philip Parchment riding here for Paul Swaby. Encouraging runs. Last time out for 3-year-old and up, numbers of 2. 8 by 6 lengths to Brompton Boy with Bubbling Warrior there. Before that was a win over the straight 5 course for 3-year-old maidens, winning by 4.25 lengths from Platinum Princess. So stepping down to claiming for the first time, gets the bustling Philip Parchment once again in the saddle. This 3-year-old at this level, and the morning line says 99-1. I think this horse is worth a wager. Definitely toss him into my exotics. The 6th race, 3-year-old and up, claiming 1.5 million to 1.2 million. Big field of 13, 5 furlong straight. This is by far the most competitive race in my opinion. This is the hardest race I had to work out. Might not get it right, especially I'm not really a 5 straight guy, but let's give it a shot. Boil it down to 4. They're going to be the 4, Midnight Flight, the 7, Whiskey, the 8, Bowl Move, and the 9, Ridgeliner. Okay, Midnight Flight. Tevin Foster riding here for Byron Davis. Last time out, 1.5 million claimer, 5 furlongs round. Disappointed, finished 8 by 9.75 lengths to James, Fly Blue Jet, and Justin Big Times Fly Blue Jet and Justin Big Times are present today. But before that, over the straight course, made all the running to win by a length and a quarter from James and Fly Blue Jet. So back over the straight course now. Tevin Foster in the saddle. Definitely has speed. Midnight Flight should once again fight this out. The 7, Whiskey. Tyrese Anderson claiming 3 kilos for Adrian Prince. Now this horse has gone on from strength to strength. Was looking for 4 consecutive wins last time out when stepping up to this level. But Brand Brave was the lead at the furlong pole by a 3/4 length, but caught in the final 16th to finish third by a length behind Sunny T and Chippy and Rani Bangala. So definitely fit, definitely coming to run. His last run over the straight course was an easy 5-length win at 700,000 claimer. But showed on last that 1.5 million is not a problem. Getting this 3 kilo claim, this Whiskey might bring fitness into play and prove a tough nut in this event. The 8, Bold Move. Radish Roman riding here for Philip Elliott, running fairly good races in recent times. Last time out at this level, 5 furlongs round. Prominent, finished 5th by 5 1/4 lengths in that same race to James. Before that, over the 5 straight course, had a poor start and was finishing strong to only be beaten half a length by Emperor the Cat, who is present today. Does love the straight course, has 2 consecutive wins over the straight course back in June and August. On June, winning by a length and a quarter from Galloping de Velos, who recently won, and then winning by 3 1/4 lengths from Miss Sherry. So this Bold Move loves the straight, very fit right now, definitely one of the speedier horses in the event, giving him a good shot at fighting this out. The 9, Ridgeliner. Emilia McLean claiming 3 kilos for Winston Morris. Okay, this Ridgeliner, disappointed last time out, but that was in overnight allowance, finishing 8 by 9 lengths to Bulletproof Coffee. But before that, for a million claimer, 5 furlongs straight, impressive win by 4 lengths in 58-1, beating Embraza the Cat. So if that Ridgeliner turns up, morning line says 15-1, we'll definitely fight this out. And for the long shot players, I have 2 long shots to toss in here. They're going to be the 3, Kem. Now Kem, Philip Parchment riding for Paul Swaby. Last 2 starts, not encouraging. Last time out, 6.5 furlongs for 1.5 million. Finished 9th by 23 lengths to the Head Cornerstone. Head Cornerstone won by 14 lengths that day. And before that, in a open allowance event, 7.5 furlongs, was 9th by 25 lengths to the way out of class Ride All Day. But his last win was at overnight allowance at 6.5 furlongs, winning by 4 lengths from the Head Cornerstone, who beat him last time out. He does have a win over the straight course back in May in overnight company, beating Prince Aman and Commander Z. And if that Kem turns up and the morning line says 30-1, definitely is in here with consideration of running a brave race. And the other long shot for the exotics is going to be the rejuvenated Playfair. Anthony Allen claiming 2 kilos for Anthony Nunes. Disappointing in the last 2 runs, was 9 by 11 lengths, going 7 furlongs to Out of Class Shooting Star. And before that at 5.5 was 8 by 13 lengths to another Out of Class horse, Goodbye Firefly. Had a win at 6 furlongs, beating A Breath of Fresh Air, and had 2 consecutive second place finishes over the straight 5 course. Was second by 3 lengths to Come Home to Me, who's running in overnight allowance after coming out of the gate slow, and then was second by 6 lengths to Goodbye Firefly, the out of class Goodbye Firefly, after breaking slow. So from a clean break here against this kind of competition, which I think Playfair can handle, even though the money line says 30-1, gets that 2 kilo claim, he's an outsider of worth. Okay, as I said, very competitive race. I could be wrong in this one because I'm not a fan of 5 straight races, but that's the way I see it playing out. Don't want to really stick my neck out for a horse. I'll probably go deep here. The 7th race, Nature Bred 3-year-old maiden, a field of 10. They go 8 furlongs. Going to boil this race down to 4. They're going to be the 2, Kusmi, the 6, Joyful Surprise, the 8, Secret Sensation, and the 9, You're My Sweetie. Okay, Kusmi. Bebita Harvey riding here for Anthony Nunes. Last time out, came from off the pace, finishing second by 6 lengths to the Lone Speed Earmark Blix, going 7.5 furlongs. Gets an extra half a furlong to travel, and being one of the horses in the event that does seem to have stamina, although lacking pace. If the pace comes back, expecting Kusmi once again to be finishing really strong in the stretch. The 6, Joyful Surprise, Tevin Foster riding here for Tensan Chong. Useful Sort does have some early pace. Stretching out now to a mile. Closest this horse has been to a mile was at 7 furlongs back in August when trying to make all the running, but beaten by out of class looking Pretty Brown Thing, beating Joyful Surprise by 6 3/4 lengths. The last 2 starts was third by 14 lengths at 6 furlongs to the Leviticus, who won by 6 lengths, and was third by 16 lengths to a Slam Sharp, who came back to run a good race up in class. So Joyful Surprise with natural speed, if staying out the mile, should cause anxious moments for this field. The 8, Secret Sensation. Shane Ellis riding here for Carl Anderson. Disappointed horse. Last really good run, I would say, would have to be back in July when finishing second by 7 lengths to Alchemy of Soul. Was second by a length back in July 6th, going 6.5 to Star Quest. So those are the two good runs I think this Secret Sensation really had. But the last two runs, last time out over the straight course, fourth by 13 lengths to Formalist, an out of class looking youngster. And that distance I think was short for Secret Sensation. Was also fourth by 13 lengths at 7.5 furlongs in that race with Earmark Blitz. Had to be chasing Earmark Blitz, and Secret Sensation is not a speed horse. So I think he probably ran his race for the first 4 furlongs. This time around now, if rated by Shane Ellis, and he has the tongue tie off, I think this Secret Sensation might come into his own and put in a much improved run. Going a mile. And the 9. On paper, the horse they have to beat, You're My Sweetie, Dane Dawkins for Gary Sobrati. Tends to get it wrong at the start in his races and runs into traffic problem when trying to run. This horse loves the real run and tends to get squeezed out, but always comes home flying. On the 30th of August was second by 4 lengths going 6 furlongs to Candy Girl. A race I thought he should have won, but was hindered at the 5 furlong. Came back at 5.5 furlongs, came from off the pace, second by a head to Miss Brayton. Also got in problems there after coming out of the gate slow. Then finished second by 6.5 lengths to the Leviticus. Broke slow once again, and last time out at 5 furlongs round. Way off of the pace, came home, finished third by 4 lengths. So stretching out to a mile, although I'm not certain this horse really is going to want a mile, not really bred for a mile. His closest trip to a mile is 7.5 furlongs when trying to make the running, faded to finish 5th by 11 lengths to Mineola. But that's not You're My Sweetie style of running. She tends to want to come from off the pace. So from a clean break here and a clean trip, might be the horse they're going to have to beat. But in a race like this, that is void of speed, and the horses that look like they will get a mile, takes forever to get going, I might take a chance with the horse that might get out in front and probably steal it. I think that might be Joyful Surprise. The 8th race, native bred 5-year-old and up numbers of 3 and imported 5-year-old and up numbers of 2, a field of 10, they go 6.5 furlongs. I'm going to boil it down to 4. They're going to be the 1, Golden Loyalty, the 4, Xylophonic Steel, the 7, Toots, and the 10, Always Right. Okay, Golden Loyalty, 7,000 claiming 2 kilos for Edward Walker. Third by 8 3/4 lengths last time out to the out of class Tigray Express for 500,000 claimer. So comes back to 5-year-old numbers of 3 and could bring fitness into play and run a brave race. The 4, Xylophonic Steel, TJ Suka claiming 3 kilos for Kari Tucker. One of the horses in the race that has some pace. Last time out at 6 furlongs, tried to make all the running, but caught on the wire by Jack Daniel. Had Toots behind in that event. Had a win over the 5 straight course. 5-year-old numbers of 2. So that run up in class shows that this Xylophonic Steel is getting her act together. And with speed in her favor, definitely giving Xylophonic Steel a shot once again. The 7, Toots. Tevin Foster riding here for Adin Williams. Useful mare. Just can't seem to get it right. Last time out at 6 furlongs. Third by a length and a half to Jack Daniels and Xylophonic Steel. Was 5th by 3 1/4 lengths going 4 furlongs straight to Workout Crew. Was second going 5.5 furlongs by 8 lengths to Princess Ifya. So very useful, consistent, does have a nice stalking pace, and 6.5 furlongs could possibly get it right if it doesn't get involved in the pace too soon. And the 10, Always Right, Dane Dawkins riding here from Michael Marlowe. Now this is a horse I thought would have left this level a long time ago, but tends to come when the race is over. Last time out, 7 furlongs, second by 5.5 lengths to Sky Rizzi. Before that at 7 furlongs, second by half a length to Charming Sound. So has 3 consecutive seconds. Dane Dawkins retains the ride here, working well, and the cheek piece is now on, so might be able to focus better. And from a clean break, and the pace slows down up front into the stretch, this Always Right can finally get it right. The 9th race, the co-feature, the alsafra Trophy, 3-year-old and up, overnight allowance, a field of 11. They go 7.5 furlongs, boil it down to 4. They're going to be the 4, Digital 1, the 7, Interesting Times Ahead, the 10, Divine Force, and the 11, Provident. Okay, Digital 1. Dane Dawkins riding here for Gary Sobrati. Deemed unlucky last time out, came out of the gates awkwardly and the rider almost lost his irons, but did come home flying to only be beaten a length by the highly thought of Dothraki in a smart 105 and 4 when stepping down to overnight allowance. So back quickly and definitely represents the class horse. In my opinion, this Digital One looks like the horse that they're going to have to beat, even though would prefer it a little shorter. These 7 interesting times ahead. Tevin Foster riding here for Jason DaCosta. One-time classic winner. Yet to really regain his top form, but ran well on the 20th of September in the Typewriter Trophy when chasing Unspun relentlessly in the stretch to finish only a length and a half off. Had Provident behind there. Disappointed in the next start at a mile, finishing 8 by 11 lengths to Is That a Fact and Run Julie Run, but those horses were stepping down to Overnight Company. So back here at a distance he's going to be comfortable at, working well. Interesting times ahead should put in a much better run this time around. The 10, Divine Force. Radish Roman riding for Anthony Nunes, formerly trained by Philip Fiani, so taking orders from Baba. Useful start, disappointing in his last run in that same race with Is That a Fact and Run Julie Run. Before that was 3rd by 8 lengths to out of class Desert of Malibu, who won by 7 lengths. Run Julie Run was 2nd there. Divine Force was only a length off of Run Julie Run in that event. So reprogrammed, refocused for this event. The tongue tie now on. This Divine Force, even from the head of the scales, should definitely fight it out. And the 11, Provident. Robert Haldane for Jason DaCosta. Useful colt, but tends to get his running late in the event. Last time out at 6 furlongs, came from far back flying to finish 3rd by 4 lengths to Zulu Warrior. Before that at 6.5 furlongs, 6 by 5 lengths to Main Mistress, who came back to win. And before that, 7.5 furlongs, came running on to finish 3rd by 2 lengths to Unspun and Interesting Times Ahead. So definitely a horse that will have to get a strong pace in front of him, which I think he will get in this event. And if they crack in the stretch, this Provident will be the horse picking up the pieces. So very competitive race. I'm leaning towards the class drop of Digital One though. Even though the distance looks a little bit long, she does have that natural tactical speed. Could be the horse to beat. The 10th and final, the other co-feature, the Flossie McNeil Memorial Cup. Native bred 3-year-old and up, numbers of 2, fillies and mares only. 16 starters, they go 6 furlongs, boiling this down to 4. They're going to be the 3, Summer Palace, the 6, Cutout, the 9, Hazelnut, and the 11, Khaleesi. Okay, Summer Palace. Robert Haldane riding here for Jason DaCosta. This well-bred daughter of Bold Conquest out of England's Rose. England's Rose was the sister to She's a Manita. So this makes Summer Palace the niece of She's a Manita. Winner on debut back in March, 5.5 furlongs by 2.5 lengths after tearing away early, beating Prolific Prince and Bossman, 2 useful animals. Came back in April in the Thornbird Stakes, but something went amiss when beaten 16 lengths by Hansa. Was to run on the 4th of May in the Portmore, but was scratched lame. Has been timely prepared here by Jason DaCosta for her re-entry. Not too flashy at exercise, but with her pedigree and speed, expecting this Summer Palace to come back with a very good run off the break. The 6, Cutout. Anthony Allen claiming 2 kilos for Lesra Thompson. Big run last time out at 5.5 furlongs, only beaten 3/4 length by Mineola. Before that, 8 by 8 lengths to Prince Roy after pressing the pace early. So it does have some pace. Won't find this any problem. And getting that 2 kilo claim from Anthony Allen, giving Cutout a shot at running another brave race. The 9, Hazelnut. Dane Dawkins riding for Richard Azan. I thought this horse would have left this class already, but she's finding things a little tricky, but very competitive and running some useful races. On the 11th of October, 6 furlongs, 3rd by a length and a half to StarQuest. Then on the 19th of October, 5.5 furlongs, came from far off the pace to finish 3rd by a length to Mineola in that same race where Cutout was 2nd. Last time out at 6.5 furlongs. Prominent early, joined the leaders at the top of the lane, but out finished by the useful imported Ralph's Treasure. So it was only beaten in 3 lengths there by an imported horse. So comes back here fairly quickly. Definitely fit. And if the pace sets up right, Hazelnut should once again fight this out. And the 11, Khaleesi, Radish Roman for Carlton Cunningham. Looked all over the winner last time out, going 7.5 furlongs, but was grabbed by Alchemy of Soul at the drive to the wire. Before that at 5.5 furlongs, only beaten 2.25 and 6 by Mineola in that race with Cutout and Hazelnut. So running consistent races, 6 furlongs shouldn't be a problem. And if not getting off, and if not pressing the gas too early in this event, this Khaleesi can definitely pull this off. For the outside players, you want to throw a long shot into your exotics. I'm going for the 12, Family Feud. Emilia McLean claiming 3 kilos here for Winston Morris. Last time out, tearaway lead at 5.5 furlongs, that same race with Mineola Cutout and Hazelnut. Faltered in the stretch to finish 10 by 5.5 lengths. So even though stretching out a half a furlong longer, to me looks to be the horse that might be in control of the pace early. You remember back on the 12th of July, when Breaking Her Maiden going 5 furlongs round made all the running, beating Altogether and Miss Brayton, and stepped up in class after that, going 6 furlongs, led again, and was outkicked by the improving Duchess and Calise. So this Family Feud, if allowed to dictate terms, coming into this race working well, 5 furlongs in 102 and 3. If there's an upset in the event, I'd look no further than Family Feud. All right, guys, that's it for now. I've been rushing through this because I have a plane to catch. I've been in Jamaica for the past 3 weeks. The internet has been up and down since Hurricane Melissa. So I'm trying very hard to see if I can get this posted. Big up all the crew here in Mandeville, up at Flaky's OTB on Ward Avenue. Big up Bobby Leinster, real big man. My brethren, Delroy Collins, Speng, Shine, Jokey, Paul Mitchell, Christopher Binns, the whole crew, G. White, Prento, and Beatty, and the ladies of the OTB, Shelley and Miss Adams. Respect, it's been a pleasure. I'll try to come back as soon as I can. All right, guys, as always, stay safe.